The Iliad is an ancient Greek epic poem attributed to Homer, traditionally dated to the 8th century BCE. It is one of the foundational works of Western literature and recounts events during the Trojan War. The epic centers around the wrath of Achilles, a Greek hero, and the consequences of his anger on the course of the war. Here's a comprehensive overview of the storyline. 1. Prelude to the war. The Iliad begins with an invocation to the muse, asking for inspiration to tell the story of the wrath of Achilles. The poem opens in the 10th year of the Trojan War, with the Greeks besieging the city of Troy. The cause of the war is Paris, a prince of Troy, taking Helen, the wife of Menelaus, the king of Sparta. Agamemnon, Menelaus's brother, leads the Greek forces. 2. The rage of Achilles. The narrative begins with a quarrel between Agamemnon and Achilles. Agamemnon, the Greek commander-in-chief, seizes the captive girl Briseis from Achilles as compensation for having to return his own captive, Chryses, to her father, a priest of Apollo. Achilles, enraged by the insult, withdraws from battle, leading to severe consequences for the Greek forces. 3. The Trojan War unfolds. With Achilles sulking in his tent, the Trojans, led by Hector, gain the upper hand in battle. The Greeks suffer heavy losses, and Patroclus, Achilles' closest companion, dons Achilles' armor to enter the fray and boost the Greek morale. However, Patroclus is killed by Hector, intensifying Achilles' grief and anger. 4. The wrath avenged. Achilles, driven by revenge, re-enters the battle, determined to avenge Patroclus' death. He engages Hector in single combat and kills him, dragging his body behind his chariot in a brutal display of triumph. This act further escalates the conflict and sets the stage for the climax of the epic. 5. Achilles' humanity. The narrative takes a poignant turn as Achilles, mourning the death of Patroclus, begins to confront his own mortality and the ephemeral nature of life. The gods play a significant role in these reflections, particularly Thetis, Achilles' mother, who warns him of his impending death if he continues on his vengeful path. 6. The funeral games. Achilles organizes elaborate funeral games in honor of Patroclus. These games provide a temporary respite from the war, showcasing the martial and athletic prowess of the Greek heroes. Despite the camaraderie displayed during the games, the underlying tensions between the Greeks persist. 7. Achilles and Priam. The narrative takes a surprising turn when Priam, the aged king of Troy and father of Hector, ventures into the Greek camp to beg for the return of Hector's body. The encounter between Priam and Achilles humanizes both characters, highlighting the universal themes of grief, loss, and the shared humanity that transcends the animosity of war. 8. Achilles' death. The Iliad concludes with the death of Achilles. Paris, guided by Apollo, shoots an arrow that pierces Achilles' vulnerable heel, the only part of his body unprotected by his mother's invulnerability charm. Achilles dies, and the Greeks honor him with an elaborate funeral. The poem ends with the funeral rites and the mourning of the heroes. 9. The legacy of the Iliad. The Iliad serves as a foundational text for Western literature, exploring themes of honor, fate, the gods' influence on human affairs, and the complex nature of heroism. It is a timeless exploration of the human condition in times of war and peace. In summary, the Iliad is a sweeping epic that delves into the intricacies of human emotion, the consequences of war, and the inevitability of mortality. Through its vivid characters and poetic narrative, the epic captures the essence of the ancient Greek worldview and continues to resonate with readers across centuries.